bright light city, gonna set my soul, gonna set my...
Toronto, Ontario, one of the most fascinating cities in the world, but yet also one of the busiest cities in the world as well. But deep underground lays the TTC subway. Every day, 6.54 million people go in and out of the subway, making it the third busiest subway in North America. And it was also one of the safest subways in the world, which only held one accident involving no fatalities. But that all changed in 1995. August 11th, 1995. On the Yonge University Spadina line, a subway car in St. Clair West Station southbound was cleared to go after the signal changed. The driver, Robert Jeffrey, has gotten a job a few months ago and is getting ready to leave, making his final run before going home. Jeffrey is operating a Hawker Siddeley H5 series at this time. The H5s were the standard trains on the Yonge University Spadina line, just before the T1 trains arrived at the line 3 years later. Jeffrey leaves St. Clair West Station to head for Dupont. There are about 200 to 300 passengers on the train, which was normal during the rush hour period. 1 minute later, a disaster strikes. Jeffrey misses a red signal which warns him to stop and that a train is nearby, but Jeffrey releases the brake 10 seconds after missing the signal, but it was too late.
Good evening. All day long, deep underground, they worked at the site of Canada's worst subway disaster, looking for clues, hoping for answers. But it's still not known why two subway trains collided Friday evening.
At 6:02 p.m. on a warm summer evening, the two trains collided. The news shocks the GTA and leaves people worried about the subway system. 3 women are killed and 30 people are hospitalized. Investigators need to find out what caused the problem and how it started, and what can they do to fix it. Workers spend long hours trying to remove the wreckage off the tracks. The subway station was closed for 2 days in order for the investigation to start. The two trains were so stuck together that they had to pry them out with pliers, welders, and much more equipment in order to get them out. It took them long hours, and it was summer too, which would made it much harder. Investigators find out that Jeffrey was an experienced driver, and he's been only operating this job for a couple of months. Jeffrey has mistaken the signal for stopping the train, but for some reason, the faulty mechanic on the trip brake didn't even work. The trip brake is supposed to stop the train when it runs over it, but for some reason it didn't. The investigators realized that this was the problem. Both Jeffrey's experience and the faulty brake wires were at fault. So then they replaced every signal to represent new signal lights indicating to stop and when the tripwire is on. And they replaced every single tripwire with newer ones so that the train can stop less than 100 meters from the next signal. The TTC has been a safer place ever since the accident. Ever since the accident, there has been no fatal or non-fatal accidents or even any accident involving a subway train.